Doing a quick review here for the fourth week in the funded, that's the personal funded account that I referenced a few weeks ago in a video entitled The First Week Live Review. And so we're reviewing the fourth week here. This was Thanksgiving week, so the week ending 27th of November 2016. I took 5 trades, 3 losses, 2 wins. The wins were much bigger than the losses, and we ended up with a profit. So that's all good. But what isn't all good is the fact that we had tons, and I mean tons of opportunity tons of opportunity for gains. I could have finished the month up, way up. I'm marginally up on the month, but I could have finished the month significantly higher at sort of 20-30% gains on the small account. And the miss was Wednesday. So anyway, let's go through the trades. So the first trade was 6C. That was on a Monday. So let's have a look. Monday the 21st. That was a loss after going 2R in favor, I believe. Yep, it just went just shy of 2R in favor, and then proceeded to stop me out. So I can't see where that's here. So this is Monday the 21st. Shorted here as per the rules, went 2R in favor and then stopped me out. That was fair enough. Then the next thing I did was, that was all for Monday. So good trading, nothing to be corrected there. And then we had 6B on Tuesday the 22nd of November. There were 3 trades that day. And the Tuesday was, the first trade was along at 2:21, which I then got stopped out of at 2:30 here Central European time. Long here, out here. The real bitch, excuse my French, of the situation was the long here. Like I put an order here for 435, and it just didn't fill, and the exit would have been 69 for 34 ticks. 34 ticks for my 10 ticks of risk would have meant 3.4R in terms of a gain. And I put the order on, and so sometimes this is the thing, you see. Sometimes we go back and we back test and we say, okay, according to the rules, wick, yada yada yada, I would enter here. And it looks like you should be able to enter here. If I put an arrow here, it looks like you are supposed to be able to enter here. 435, you say, all right, yeah, I'd enter there. And I'd write it up there, 34 ticks. But no, it doesn't work like that, because sometimes you just don't get filled. It came down here. It printed 35, but the ask, as I was buying, didn't drop to 35. So perhaps the ask only got to, in fact, I'm sure the ask only got to 36, otherwise I would have been filled. And I dropped down, I know this is a 5-minute candle, I dropped down to 4-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute. And then I dropped all the way down to a 5-second chart, and still I wouldn't have got filled. So it just goes to show, you know, the last price that prints isn't necessarily indicative of getting a fill if you're going back and back testing. So that's something to bear in mind. And then I proceeded to take one and get stopped. So that was a nasty combination of events which can really throw your psychology. But I carried on. Next trade was YM, and that and that was let's see, YM. Actually, YM came before. I entered YM before entering that trade, that 6B trade, but I exited the trade after having already lost on that 6B trade. So whilst I was being stopped out in 6B, that occurred at, what time did I say, 2:30. Yeah, 2:30. So I got stopped out of the 6B trade here when the YM trade was coming down to stop me out as well, and it just missed me by a tick. Then I eventually got out here just before the open for a 2R gain. So that put me up on the day, and then finally later on that day at 6:54 I entered a 6C trade, my favorite pair, and that was this one here. Nice entry down there. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to hold through these candles as it wiggles around your entry point, and you second guess yourself, and then boom, it took off. Went up. I did actually consider, as I mentioned on a prior video, taking it off here, but I left it to almost its target. In all truth, the target was 446.5, and I took it off 444.5. Still a 3R gain, but I left 0.4 of an hour on the table there, and that was just because we were getting into the holiday mood and things were slowing down volume wise, so I just got cold feet. I just decided I was going to take 3 instead of 3.4 on this occasion as we were going into Thanksgiving. So that was Tuesday. Was that Tuesday? Yeah, that was Tuesday. Tuesday the 22nd, and then into Wednesday, and this is the big cock up of the week. Wednesday the 23rd, there were tons, and I mean tons of opportunity according to my risk parameters, according to my methodology, and I didn't get not even one trade, and that was because of some personal circumstances, you know, not being woken up by the kids at night and not getting enough sleep and so on and so forth. So the first trade that I would have taken would have been no, it's not here, it's the 23rd, right? Yeah, so the first trade would have been here, right here on this hammer at the bottom of a trend. 30-minute chart signaled, you know, that I should look for an entry. Then I got drilled down to the 5-minute, would have got in right here at 382. My stop would have been 372. It missed by a tick, and then I can't remember where the exit was, but suffice it was to say it would have been, I think it was 412 here. And never mind the fact that it popped an extra, you know, 30 ticks. Yeah, it's just the fact that I would have stick to my methodology and booked a nice 30 pip gain there. And then there would have been some other entries on 6B. I can't remember. Yeah, there was one here at 379, and that was all for 6B. And then we had, and there was also a short here at 472, and I can't remember the exit, but it's somewhere down here. So 6B would have been a real cash cow that day. 6C, let's have a look and see if I can remember off the top of my head. 6C had one entry here at 409 even, right here, and then the exit, I can't remember where it would be, but it was way up here somewhere for a 3 or 3.5 hour gain. And then finally YM on that that day on the 23rd would have had an entry here just after the open at 978, and an entry along, I think either here or here, 89, but either on this candle or this candle, I can't remember which, this candle, 989, and then exited. This one actually would have gone in favor and lost, even though it went 2R in favor. I would have held that and lost on that one, but this one would have booked 3.4, I think it was 3.4R from here to up here, 12. So that was a massive day, the day before Thanksgiving, and I allowed my own preconceived notions of volume dropping off and so on and so forth to get me to pull back, and I pulled back on the day where I should have stepped on the gas, but that was what happened. And then finally I then traded on Thanksgiving, and I traded here at 3 o'clock here, even though it's not Thanksgiving here in Europe, it is in the US, and this is a US market. Took the short, but nonetheless it's not, that's an incidental fact, because that doesn't affect the strategy per se. It's just the fact that didn't push on the Wednesday, and I pushed on the Thursday, and that's the thing that needs correcting going into this week. So that's how the week went. 3 losses, 2 wins, live cash. I'm getting used to trading the live account after having traded Top Step Trader combines and funded trader preps for months and 2 years, I think it is now. So getting used to trading live cash again. The account's up by a few percent. I'm on trade 32, so tomorrow's trade, if there is one, will be trade 33, and we'll see how that pans out for me. So that's this quick review. If you like seeing this sort of thing, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you back in the next video. Bye for now.